Berlin Marathon, obviously always a fast course. Should not be any different this year. Men's race headlined by Eliud Kipchoge. Women's by Tirnish Dababa. Who you got and what time?
Weather's supposed to be pretty good. Not like super cool to where I would say bank a world record. It's going to be in the lower 60s throughout, I think, the majority of the race. So obviously you're going to pick Kipchoge on the men's side. Just because more often than not, world records don't happen instead of do happen.
And you also, we need to check that. Can we get a check on the stats?
It's not every day that a world record is broken.
So no world record, but you're going Kipchoge?
Yeah, of course. And I think, I think he'll run right around his 2:03:20, just his solid tempo run pace, 2:03:20 marathon pace. So he'll get the W. Not a super deep field on the men's side. You have some guys that have obviously run fast, Kipsang, but Kipsang, it's been a pretty tough couple of years for him outside of that really good run in Tokyo last year. So Kipsang, and then you gotta go with Dababa. I saw her in person last year in Chicago, and she was pretty darn good. Mm-hmm. So
pretty darn good.
That's right to top that analysis.
No, I literally don't have much else to add in that regard.
So no world,
nailed it.
So no world
record. I don't think that Kipchoge will go quite that fast. I'm gonna be contrarian a little bit and just say 2:05.
Oh, 2:05.
I know it's.
Whoa, I'm going the other way. I think it happens.
Yeah.
I think it happens.
Wow.
The fact that he's been so consistent at like 2:03s, you mentioned the 2:03, 2:04 tempo run, but I think that brings up a good point, which is like that's sort of his baseline. Mm-hmm. So is he capable of something slower? Yes, but I think that also means he's capable of something even better, and he only needs to knock a few seconds off his personal best to get it. I'm going to say everything aligns. There's not that much competition, which might even help him because maybe the focus is just on the running. To run a quick time, so 2:02:54.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he needs it. Is there a guy who deserves a world record in any event, or a woman who deserves a world record more in an event than Eliud Kipchoge who doesn't have it? I mean, he's won 8 in a row, got a gold medal.
That's always a tricky question. You ask who deserves something more, though.
Well, I know, but right now it's Dennis Kimetto, whose only accomplishment is a 2:02:57. Right? Like, if you're telling people about this era...
Great accomplishment, though.
It is a great accomplishment, but if you're telling people about this era...
Yeah.
I just meant for, like, continuity's sake. Like, you're telling your grandkids, Lincoln, one day, hey, sit by the fireplace. Let me tell you about the marathons of yonder time. And they're going to say, who was the best? And you're like, Eliud Kipchoge. Oh, he had the world record? No, Dennis Kimetto did. Well, what else did Dennis Kimetto do? Well, he had a couple decent ones. But Eliud Kipchoge... greatest of all time, it's the one thing that's missing.
Yeah, and maybe he sees this as he has to go for it here because the conditions are going to be good. It's Berlin, and even though he's been so good for so long, you don't know how long it's going to last. He is 33 years old.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him falling off a cliff. But once he gets into past 35, I don't think he's going to be running 2:03s anymore. So you got to really go for it.
Yeah,
Still don't think it's going to happen.
Initially, I said 2:05 because I was like, oh yeah,
I like the
field's
take. Stick with it.
Not deep. But you did bring up a good point that he's used to running that fast pretty much by himself.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'll stick with it for now. But
it is. I think marathons are run so infrequently. Like someone has it until they don't, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, yeah, they're 3 minutes slower than they were before, and then they're 4 minutes slower, and then like it's not like track where you can see sort of a gradual tail off. Like it kind of can just happen all of a sudden. But I just like the fact that he's been so locked in on that, and he is so close. And if the weather and the pacing cooperate, we're talking about like small differences that can be the difference in world record and just another 2:03:30 for Kipchoge.
And obviously he's got incredible talent. I wonder if part of this dominance, and definitely I would attribute a lot of it to is his incredible ability to stay healthy for so long.
Yeah.
It's that's what derails so many of a quality marathon career. So it won't surprise me either way if he does it. I think, if he runs 2:02:54, that definitely will not surprise me. Do you open any possibility for him to just destroy the world record by like more than 10 seconds? I mean,
I think that. I think if you were doing probable outcomes, I think the like 80% chance is he's going to run something between like 2:02:50 and 2:03:50.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then there's a 10% tail on either side where you get to like Jenny's end, and then there's also a 10% thing where he drops a 2:02. I mean, the Monza F1 breaking 2 thing was a gimmick, but his body still felt a 2:00:25 effort. Yeah, there were guys on bikes handing him drinks, and there was pacers coming out, but he still is capable of moving his legs at that pace, and that was 2.5 minutes faster than he needs to run to set this world record. So I wouldn't. I mean, it's like Kipchoge. You don't want to put anything past him. I mean, do you disagree with me that he's unquestionably the greatest?
Yeah, I mean, no, do I disagree?
Yeah, I disagree. I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
let's
okay.
hear it.
Sorry, I do agree with that.
Lincoln waits 20 minutes in to drop the fire.
Oh, by the way, yeah, I mean,
Is something missing if he doesn't get the world record? Do you think something's missing from his
I mean,
career?
if you're a perfectionist, but no, I mean, that's, I mean, Michael Jordan wasn't the greatest 3-point shooter of all time, but he's still viewed as the greatest basketball player of all time. Sorry, LeBron, but
LeBron watches. So.
we all have different elements of things we can succeed at. I mean, he's run within 8 seconds of the world record, and we're just nitpicking.
I feel like Jenny's
I don't
gonna
know.
say.
I just think it would be like a track and field tragedy if he didn't get it at this point. He's come so close so many times, and
Yeah.
it'd be hard to close out his career on that note, I think.
Berlin's the place to do it, though. I
Yeah,
guess
for
London,
sure.
London could be too. But
Yeah, and I guess it's not like he's competing against anybody currently or anybody of the past. It's like competing against the future people who come up, and you want to be able to say you have that. I mean, other than that, it's like, well, I guess he could win another gold. He could have a win in New York and Boston because he hasn't won a race in those two cities.
Yeah.
But other than that, the resume is basically perfect
Yeah.
for him.